one thing. Now, then there is going to be the impact of Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. The entire nation was stunned. Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood in the protest of the Jallianwala Bagh. Gandhiji was overwhelmed by the total atmosphere of violence and withdrew the movement on April 18, 1919. Congress boycotted the special committee headed by Lord Hunter to inquire into the killings. That means that what is the Hunter Commission? Now, after the Jallianwala Bagh happened, the whole of the India, it was stunned. The Britishers also didn't know how to react to this. And the Britishers knew that if they did not take any step in order to showcase that the Britishers were not wrong at this, so the Britishers decided to create a commission that would look into this whole incident. So the Britishers created the Hunter Commission and told that it will look into the issue. It will look into the incident. And the Hunter Commission, it looked into the incident and it told that General Reginald Dyer was right. He did not do anything wrong because those people who were there in the Jallianwala Bagh, they were not common citizens, but they were dacoits. And that is when there is going to be one particular barrister of India who is going to fight a case against the Britishers and is going to say that it was a genocide that was conducted by the Britishers in India, and that was the Jallianwala Bagh. So it was a genocide wherein thousands of people were massacred, and it was in the later on years that the people got to know the true reality of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So not only the Hunter Commission proved to be a whitewash that told the Indians that the Reginald Dyer, he was correct in doing so, in taking such a decision. They thought that they would fool the Indians, but the Indians were not fooled with that. And along with this, there was the Daily Post of the United Kingdom that is going to gather somewhat of £30,000 in respect of Reginald Dyer for his achievement of Jallianwala Bagh that he did in India. £30,000, my dear friends, 30,000. That was the amount of money that was awarded to Reginald Dyer for conducting a genocide. Not only this, he was awarded a golden sword for conducting this genocide. So such was a sadist mindset of the Britishers at that point of time. I know in history, we cannot judge things with the modern yardstick, but such genocides, let it be with any yardstick, it always needs to be judged because of the bipartisan nature, the sadist nature of the Britishers at that point of time. So this was the scenario, and that was what the Hunter Commission did. So Lord Hunter, to inquire into the killings, that was the committee that we had boycotted. Accepting the report of Repressive Laws Committee, the Government of India repealed the Rowlatt Act, the Press Act, and the 22 other laws in March 1922 that were obsolete, that were degrading, that were diminishing, and that were wrong and negative in nature. So that was the impact of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Now, these are some of the questions, my dear friends, that I would like you guys to have a look at. Just look at this. In UPSC Prelims 2018, there was a question on Champaran Satyagraha. Then a question on the Kheda Satyagraha in the UPSC Prelims 2011. Then in the 2011 Prelims, there was on Mahatma Gandhi, the previous section of, the previous aspect slides, the previous session of Gandhiji, I had told you that he was an avid reader and he read a lot of books. So that is the question here. Then once again, Champaran Satyagraha in 2018. So in okay, so this is the same one. Yes, it is the same one. Then the Rowlatt Satyagraha, the question of Rowlatt Satyagraha in 2015. The Rowlatt Act in 2012. So 2012 and 2015 on the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Then there is going to be the Kheda, where this I have already spoken. Then these are the main questions here. That many voices had strengthened and enriched the nationalistic movements during the Gandhian phase. Elaborate. Throw light on the significance of the thoughts of Mahatma Gandhi in the present times. Okay. So here, my dear friends, this is the first aspect. What do you think is the answer for the question number 4? That is, which one of the following is a very significant aspect of the Champaran Satyagraha? Active all India participation of lawyers, students and women in national movement, active involvement of Dalit and tribal communities, then drastic decrease in the cultivation of plantation crops and commercial crops, joining of peasants' unrest to the Indian national movement. What do you think is going to be the answer for this particular aspect? What do you think here? Think of it, my dear friends. So here, as you can see, an all India participation, no, it was not a national movement. From there only you can eliminate it. Active involvement of Dalit and tribal communities. Was it a Dalit and tribal issue? Champaran Satyagraha, it was a farmer issue. Joining of peasants' unrest into the Indian national movement. Okay, it is a a wider, a diverse term. And drastic decrease in the cultivation of plantation crops and commercial crops. Was it there? Okay, can we make a statement like this? It was a drastic decrease. Did it lead to? We are unaware of that. Okay, so the most neutral and diverse term is going to be 3. So the answer is 3. Similarly, the next one, what was the reason for Mahatma Gandhi to organize a satyagraha on behalf of the peasants of Kheda? The administration did not suspend the land revenue collection in spite of a drought. Okay. The administration proposed to introduce permanent settlement in Gujarat. Which of the following is going to be correct? What do you think here? What do you think in this particular aspect, my dear friends? We have already discussed this also. So the first statement is the administration did not suspend the land revenue collection. Yes, revenue code, I have discussed that. The administration proposed to introduce permanent settlement in Gujarat. Did it? Obviously not. So that this is not the aspect. So the answer is going to be only 1. Then unto the last, okay, then the Rowlatt Satyagraha. We'll just do this. Okay, the Rowlatt Act, it aimed at which? Let's do this first. The Rowlatt Act, it aimed to do what? What do you think is here? The Rowlatt Act, it aimed to do what? It is a very clear-cut understanding that the Rowlatt Act, it was a did it mean the compulsory economic support? Did it mean a compulsory economic support to the war efforts? Obviously not. Imprisonment without trials and summary procedures for trial. Imprisonment without trial, that is once again a preventive detention. This is what I told you about. Khilafat movement, no. Imposition of restrictions on freedom of press, no. Then the answer here is going to be B. With reference to Rowlatt Satyagraha, which of the following statements are correct? The Rowlatt Act was based on the recommendation of the Sedition Committee. Okay. In Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhiji tried to utilize the Home Rule League. Demonstrations against the arrival of Simon Commission coincided with the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Just think of this. Okay. Just think of this. So when we talk of this, just look at the scenario. We know that Rowlatt Satyagraha, it was a Satyagraha that is going to be started in the year of 1919. Whereas the Simon Commission, when we talk, it was a commission that was there in the year of 1927. So obviously demonstration against the arrival of Simon Commission coincided with Rowlatt Satyagraha? No. So which of the following statements are correct? If you eliminate 3, you automatically eliminate this. Now 1 we know is correct from this only. Okay, it was recommendation on the citation committee. Now in Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhiji tried to utilize the Home Rule League. When did the Home Rule League decline? In the year of 1918. When was the Rowlatt Satyagraha done? In the year of 1919. So when the Home Rule League declined, will all the members who were participant of the Home Rule League, they will just vanish out from India? Obviously not, they will not vanish. It is logic, right? If someone was a participant of Home Rule League, even after the declining of the Home Rule League, they will be very much charged. And at that point of time only the Rowlatt Satyagraha happened. So obviously the Home Rule League people, even after the decline of Home Rule League, they will be participant to the Rowlatt Satyagraha, right? So Gandhiji, he tried to utilize the Home Rule League. That means the participants or people or everybody. So yes, that is going to be the answer. So the answer here is going to be B. So that is how you have to solve the questions. All right. So on the basis of the explanation, just look at it. Whatever I have explained, it is in accordance to that only. And then there is also going to be the mains question. So try writing the mains questions here. Okay, try writing the mains questions here. All right, and then accordingly you'll be very much able to solve these particular aspects. All right, so that will be all then for this particular session, my dear friends. All right, in the next session we shall be discussing on the non-cooperation and the other developments that happened. Okay, so guys, stay safe, study well. Thank you for watching me and Civils 360. Study well, and whatever things that we are discussing, try to conceptually understand it and apply it, because that is how the UPSC's examination PYQs can be easily solved. Okay, and also the prelims can be easily cleared, which we right now saw. With conceptual understanding, you can easily solve it. All right, so once again, thank you everybody, and Jai Hind.